Hello, lovely world. How are you? A little weekly check-in. Wanted to share what's been going on, where I'm at, and where all of you guys are at. So I just did a great interview with Kia and Cara about Egyptian tantric secrets. That is going to be on my radio show this Sunday at 4 p.m. So do check that out. And it's, a lot of the work that I'm doing with myself at the moment and with others is, really reconnecting into our physical body and our physical body as a vessel that has this power of pleasure. And when we can activate that pleasure and we can start tuning into that pleasure, it can really allow us to step into a deeper state of connection. And Giles has been doing this amazing thing called Loving Hearts. It's a new business he's doing. It's a social enterprise, and he's creating these beautiful hearts. And what you do with these hearts is you spin them, and as you spin them, you do a protocol. So you connect into the love within you, and as it spins, you feel that love being sent out. And then you connect into what you're grateful for, and then you connect into forgiveness for yourself and others. And then you think about what brings you fun. And so I've been doing this protocol. There's a little video of me on YouTube doing this protocol and with the loving heart. And it's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. It's this pleasure, it's fun, it's joy. And it was part of my New Year's resolution to do new things that would bring me joy on a regular basis. And what I've realised is that the more you can tap into that joy, that fun, that's actually where we're meant to be. That's where we're meant to exist, is in that state. And yes, not all the time can it be joy and fun, because we have to go through the dark stuff. But it's in going through that we all can also have more joy and fun, because it's like I've been going through a lot of stuff. A lot of personal stuff has been going on for me, and it's been painful, it's been really hard, and in that there's this ripping open, and I've talked about it quite a few times on here. And it's in that ripping open that the stroppy teenager comes out, that the oversensitive I'm not good enough person comes out, but also that the dragon opens her wings and this goddess comes out. It's all of these different things, and none of them are wrong. And this is the kind of energy I'm working with more and more. It's like they all exist together. It's like the highs and the lows, they exist together, and they are part of the whole joy and process of it all. So what I'm learning to do is step into all of those different parts and acknowledge and honor them all for whatever they are, for whatever they're teaching me, for what lessons I'm learning from them. And it's not always easy, and as I said, it's not always fun, but then it's about finding the fun to pull you out as well. So part of what I've been doing a lot is drawing, it's art, it's this creation, and getting into movement. How can I move my body? How can I express myself creatively so that I can release and unlock this power that's within me, that's within all of us? How can we use our creative tools that we've got, our body, to express, to unleash, to unfold, to open up into the majesty that we all are? And getting outside, the sun's been shining a bit more, that's been a really special thing. And connecting with the plants that are growing, and just being with the earth. After this, I'm going to go out and sit and be with the earth for a little bit and really ground and connect and allow Mother Earth to take all this stuff that isn't mine. Because what someone pointed out to me as well was that sometimes we get all caught up, and I'd forgotten this, in stuff that isn't even ours, that we're tuning in when you're sensitive to that collective consciousness, to that collective milieu of like, ugh, that's going on at the moment, astrologically, on all levels. We're being bombarded, because it's an invitation, this bombarding, to go deeper, to connect into our power, into our center, to really feel that coming up. And one of the things that I've been realizing more and more in this journey is that this trauma, this wound, this base chakra wound that is within everyone, that is this collective wound of trauma, disconnects us from our pleasure, disconnects us from actually the thing that helps us to elevate our consciousness. You know, in some spiritual traditions, it's a very interesting thing because sex is looked upon as something that takes you away from enlightenment. It takes you away from it because it's bringing you more into the physical. But from my personal experience, what I realize is the more I tune into my pleasure, the more I tune into that base chakra energy, that sexual energy, that kundalini energy, that life force energy, that creative energy, the more I can tune into that and the more I can pull that in through my being into my heart, expanding it out through my heart, the more I can access that and be in that state, the more my mind opens. Really interesting fact is that when we orgasm, the neurotransmitters that are released when we orgasm actually reduce cortisol. They reduce the stress hormone within our body. They're reducing that feeling of stress. So when we can relax enough into that space of pleasure, of orgasm, of release, it is releasing tension. It's releasing tension on a physical level, but also energetically we're allowing this greater force to move through our body. And, you know, the more I think about this, the more I realize the suppression that this has had for lifetimes, this suppression of our truth, because we are in this physical body for a reason. So the more we can access this pleasure and be happy to be in our bodies. You know, I spent the first probably 26 years of my life not really wanting to be in my body, you know, being quite ungrounded and disconnected from my body in many ways. And, you know, a large part of that came from being put into, on one level, a carer role without consultation, you know, in essence, for my mum. And there were other people caring for her. I wasn't doing it alone. I was when we were in America for a little bit. We had nurses coming in, but I was there with her alone whilst my father sold his business and my brother moved over. So there was a lot that was put on me at a young age, and a lot of that switched off a fun vibe in me, switched off this kind of pleasure side. And it's been in the investigation I've been exploring now, and I'm loving this exploration. I'm loving this journey. It's not always easy, but this awakening that is happening, not just for me, collectively. We are rising up, we are awakening. And I think that's such a special thing. You know, we're reclaiming our power of our sovereignty of our being. And part of that is our sexual expression. How do you want to express yourself sexually? How do you want to express yourself creatively? You know, there are these set things, aren't there? Images of how we should portray ourselves to be sexually alluring or whatever it is. But actually, what is your soul's calling for that expression? And I find this quite exciting. And this is part of the work I'm doing with this Wild Woman work that I'm working with. We've got next Saturday Wild Woman retreat in Stradishall in Suffolk, and that's going to be amazing. You know, lots of breath work, movement, sound, nutrition, all of that kind of cacao, roses, all of that amazing stuff. And to get in touch with this kind of sexual energy within your being isn't about having sex. It's about getting in touch with your life force. It's about getting in touch with the thing that moves you, the thing that keeps you young, the thing that keeps you vibing, you know? So it's not that we're looking at sex per se in any of these things. It's about looking at what's blocking you and how can we open up, how can we connect, how can we release without having to go into it. How can we release these things so we can activate our pleasure? And that is pleasure in many different ways. This Saturday, I am in Essendon doing a Reclaim Your Power talk, Reclaim Your Power through plants and mushrooms, which I'm really excited about as part of the self-care, self-love event. So that's going to be great. And then Sunday, we have a spring equinox gathering in Stradishall. Event details of those events are on my website. As I said, next Saturday then is the Wild Woman Day. And then in May, we were doing a Wild Woman 2 day thing, which is going to be amazing, getting into the goddess archetypes and lots of other incredible stuff. I'll tell you more about that soon, but you can look that up on the website and book that on my website, julietbryant.com, as well. Always great stuff going on in my membership. If you guys don't know about it, do check it out on my website. Also, special offers for the members. So this month, one of the special offers is £100 off a consultation with me. If you are a member, the membership is £33 a month, and you get a talk and a workshop online each month, plus access to a huge database of resources that I've created, other talks and workshops that I've done. A Telegram group where you can access me to ask me questions, and all that kind of good stuff, but lots of great discounts that go out. So do check that out if you're interested in the membership. It's a really good thing to join. And I'm going to get out and do some planting in the garden and just see what's growing, because it makes me so happy when I can do that. But lots of love to you all, and I hope to see you all very soon. Lots of love.